What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give you guys a quick shop tour. I have a bunch of people that have been asking about that. I have a super simple shop, and I just spent the last week painting it. So basically this garage that I work in had drywall put up a long time ago, and nobody ever finished it, taped the seams, did any of that stuff. And it was just in terrible, terrible shape. It had holes all over the place. I'm sure you guys have seen some of them in the other videos. And I was actually watching one of the videos I made, and I was thinking to myself, like, this looks horrible. I need to do something about this with how I'm trying to put out some better content and do some stuff like that. And I just had to clean it up a little bit. It's still not great, but it at least is, there's not a bunch of holes in the wall and stuff like that. So what I did is I went around, patched all the holes, taped all the seams, finished the majority of the drywall, and then just painted it all white. And I'll probably show you guys here in a second.
Okay.
Now you try.
Okay. Can't do it.
Nice job, buddy. It's a pretty big hole we gotta fix, huh? All right, bud, put those screws in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice job, buddy.
Good.
What are you doing, buddy? What? Still the holes? Attaboy. How's it looking, buddy?
There we go, Dad.
Great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just got done with that, put the shop all back together, and I thought while it's somewhat clean, I'd show you guys around real quick. So stay tuned, and I'll show you some of my tools and my area here. Okay, so right here is where you see me most of the time. This is my KMG TX grinder. I've owned this now for probably 6 months, 8 months, maybe something like that, and I absolutely love it. I might put together a little video explaining the different grinders I've used, pros, cons, that kind of stuff. But this is the top dog as far as grinders go, and it's just incredible. So, you know, it flips from horizontal to vertical, does all kinds of awesome stuff. And I'm just running it at 110. You can run this to 220 volts, but at 110 it seems to work pretty good. And another kind of problem I have here, like I said, this is just the garage at my house. This house was built like in the 1940s or something like that. And I've slowly remodeled the whole house, and this garage was the last step of me trying to fix it up a little bit. But the electrical in this house is super weak, and I don't have enough, like a big enough service to run 220 over here. So that's kind of the next step that I need to do is get a 220 pull to this, and then get my heat treat oven and do a 220 to that as well. So that's kind of the next step as far as tool upgrades and stuff like that, but I need to get some electrical work done first. So that's the next step. But this is my workbench area. You can see these are kind of my belts that I try to, I don't have a million of them up here. These are my like working belts that I'm like, either I have used them and they're still good to go, stuff like that. These are not brand new belts. These are all just my ones that I can quickly grab, throw on, and kind of get to work with. Over here, you can kind of see it. I've got a granite surface plate, which I use all the time to flatten scales, stuff like that. I've got all my sandpaper over there. It's kind of a mess, and this is just my dip bucket for cooling stuff off. So that's kind of my grinding area, and that kind of shows how that is. I put up a bunch of LED lights. Probably won't show it, but I have 4 LED 4-footers above here. So the lighting is super key for this, you know. Not being able to see what you're doing just drives you crazy. So that's another thing that's super important. Right in front of me is just my little workbench here that I, let's see, you can kind of see it. I'm gonna actually flip the camera around and show you guys this real quick. So from right here, you can see I've got one of these like rolling little workbenches right here that I don't really move around, but this is kind of my main little station. Like over here, I've got all my knives that I've got them heat treated, and they're kind of work in progress knives that I can keep track of. These are all like orders or whatever. This is all my scales. I don't know, you guys can kind of see it. This is where I keep all my scales, all these clips that I put on my sheets, stuff like that. This is my finished drawer that if I have stuff that I got to keep nice. Here's a little sneak peek at a really cool chef knife I'm working on. That thing's going to be awesome. That's kind of my nice, you know, make sure nothing gets scratched drawer. And this is kind of my pin drawer. I've got all my different pins. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but pins, hardware for sheaths, stuff like that. And that kind of covers that. Underneath, I've got a bunch of micarta, a bunch of just random stuff. It's a little unorganized, but I'm trying to step my game up on the organization here a little bit, and this is the first step. So that's at least my little workbench area. Keep organized. This is my order book. I mean, it's literally, that's how I'm kind of old school. I literally write everything down in this book. When customers place an order, it all goes right in there, and so I don't forget anything. So I'll turn you around here and show you guys this over here. So over here, I've got my little vise. It's just kind of a little cheap one, but it works fine for everything. You know, when I'm doing all my hand sanding, you've probably seen me using this. A bunch of random tools, files. These are all my clamps. I keep all my G10 stuff up here. It's kind of all a mess and dusty still from, like I said, I had to do a bunch of sanding and drywall finishing and stuff like that, which is kind of a disaster if you've done it, you know. This is how I cut out a lot of my knives and my handle material and all that stuff. It's just one of those portable band saws. And then I built this little, I don't know what you call it, like a stand for it so you can use it vertically like that. And it works really good, actually. I built this thing 2 or 3 years ago and it's still going strong. I know they make them like a production one all metal. It's pretty nice. I'll probably get one at some point, but this works pretty good. Going down the line here, I've got, this is my main drill press. It's kind of a beast, actually. It works really good. And I decided to just have 2 so you can do, you know, all your main drilling with this for your pinholes and all your drilling. And then I have this one that just has a little counter bore in it, so you don't have to constantly change bits from this one. You have this one set up with your counter bore all the time. This is my one buffer that I have for handles. Basically, that's all I use it for. And then, let's see, you guys can kind of see it. These are all my belts that are new, and I haven't touched them yet. I try to keep them separate. That way I know which one's used, which one's not. Going down the line here, I think you guys can still see it. This is that paper wheel sharpening system that I sharpen all my knives with pretty much. I'm gonna probably do a video on how I use this at some point too when I get caught up here. And then, yeah, just the little toaster oven way down here and my Kydex press, which you guys have probably seen that video. That's how I temper all my knives and heat up my Kydex and that kind of stuff. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a quick tour of the shop now that it's cleaned up. You can see it's all white now. Pretty much fixed all the holes and seams and everything. It's just, I don't know, feels a little more homey now, I guess, now that it's not such a disaster in here. So anyways, if you guys have any ideas for some future videos, drop them in the comments below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or anything like that about my shop, like I said, it's super simple. Kind of the minimum of what you need to be able to make knives. I need to get, my next plan is a heat treat oven, because I do all my heat treating over here with this small single burner forge. At least all the simple high carbon knives I do there, and then I send out a lot of stuff for heat treat as well. So I'm gonna get a heat treat oven here shortly as soon as I get this electrical figured out. And plan on getting a laser engraver too, just to, because I don't know if you guys have seen the Trekker models. Those are all laser engraved. And yeah, just trying to do everything in-house as much as I can. Oh, right behind me, this is a really cool little Bluetooth speaker that I have. And I don't even remember where I got it. But I don't like wearing headphones all the time. And obviously I spend a ton of time out here. You got to have your podcasts and your music and all that stuff. And that thing works great. So yeah, I don't know. I think my banners, red label abrasives, Beaumont, knife kits, the good stuff. So, all right, I'm done ranting. Hope you guys like this, and thanks for watching.